guys, this is Shah here, the Tech Borg, and I'm going to be showing you how to write a pseudocode. And next on this page, as you can see, I have a example question from the 2016 paper A451, which is theory, and I'm going to be showing you how to tackle these kind of questions. So first, let's begin with reading the question. A memory game is played where 3 players A, B, and C have to choose a number between 0 and 100. If the number has already been chosen, a message is displayed that says taken. If the number has not already been chosen, the player's letter is placed next to it. The quantity of numbers that have not yet been chosen is displayed. The winner is in the player who has chosen the most unique numbers by the end of the game. The numbers are stored in an array, numbers. A number that has not been yet chosen is stored as an empty string, apostrophe. The players are represented by A, B, and C. Figure 5 shows an extract from the array 0, 1, 2, 3 and a corresponding player who got the number. So 0 was taken by A, 1 was taken by C, and so on. You have been asked to program a part of the game. Write an algorithm for player A's turn, which takes as an input the number that player A chooses. If it has not already been chosen, stores an A in the array element. If it has already been chosen, outputs taken. Counts and outputs the quantity of numbers left that have not been chosen. Now, to tackle these kind of questions, you have to look at what the question is asking you. So it's first writing to write an algorithm, and first what you want to do is the question always gives us a clue on how you need to answer the question. So what you need to do is first tackle the first bullet point, take an input. So first what you want to do simply is create an input for player A. So you can do A is equal to input, and just that, and then they can input their number. So enter number, and that's the prompt it's going to show, and they're going to enter a number. Alright, now what we want the system to do is search in the array called numbers to find if the corresponding number has already been taken by another player. And it's a pseudocode, so it doesn't have to be complicated. It has to be very simple and easy for anyone else to understand what you want to do in the code. So what you want to do is you want to add an if. First, we've tackled this bullet point, that should get you a mark. Now we're going to tackle this one. If it has not already been chosen, stores an A. So if number, so we'll do if A is null, which means that if the value inputted by the user, so player A, if the value inputted by player A is a number that is not has not been assigned a player, if A player is a corresponding number of the value to the number. So let's say that a player inputted 3. That means this value is null, and thus is stored as 2 apostrophe as shown here. So you can show that as null in your pseudocode, or you can write those 2 apostrophes. Although the null generally tends to give you a higher mark. Then you want to indent it, and then as you can see, it says if it has not been chosen, stores an A. So you want to do store or so now what we're doing at this point is if player A has entered a number that has not been selected or has been given to any other player, we want it to assign A to the number. So for example, if the player selects 3, and if it finds that the value 3 is null, so in this case it's null, so it would assign this as A. Right, now we've answered the second point, and that should get you 3 marks. If it has already been chosen, outputs taken. So else if A has player over here, as you can see, what we're doing is this operator represents not in. So if a player is not in null, which means that if the player enters a value, let's say number 2, and it's not null, then it will output. As you can see over here, it says if it has already been chosen, output's taken. So we go to the next line, we indent this, and output taken. And that should be worth another 2 marks. And now you want it to do. Now you just want to do count. So at this point, it's asking us count and output the quantity of numbers that have been left. Count numbers where player is no. Output total count. So at this point, what we have essentially done is we've broken this down, these bullet points, and we're giving